Guys, hope you're doing good. So today's Saturday. I try not to work on Saturdays, but work is all I know nowadays. So I if I'm not working, I get bored, right? If I'm not producing, I get bored. So here I am producing something. Okay. So in today's video, I wanted to cover something that is so important for people who are starting out and who are starting a business, beginners in this space need to understand. Okay, and it is this the process of how do we actually get over the fear of not knowing how to deliver for customers before because when you're starting out, you don't necessarily know how to do the service delivery thing. Okay, and most of the time you don't even have someone to deliver the work, right? Because let's say if you're an agency owner who's seeing this video, then you probably need a media buyer, you probably need a contractor to deliver on the work that you'll be selling. Okay, but one thing that keeps happening is that, or even I myself when I started out, was okay, but how can I sign a customer if I'm not sure if I'm even going to deliver for them? Okay, and this fear, I personally think that it's probably the top two reason. It's probably top one or maybe top two of the reasons that keep people from signing customers. Okay, because they're more afraid of signing a customer and not being able to deliver than not signing a customer. And it kills me, right? People will go 6 months, 3 months, a year, being like, oh, I haven't signed a customer. I'm learning about Facebook ad. Oh, I'm learning about email marketing. Oh, I'm trying to find the best media buyer. I'm like, what are you doing, right? Business, the real entrepreneurs are not people who have it all figured out. They're people who understand that in order to figure it out, you actually need to get in the game, right? And trying to spend a year learning something is not getting in the game. That's what like average people do, right? They want to have it all figured out, right? For me personally, when I started the advertising agency, I had gone through courses around Facebook ad. I had done this and that, right? But my first customer, I sold him a sales funnel, a VSL, video sales letter funnel, and an ad campaign. Okay, I had never done that in my entire life. I had never done anything related to building a VSL, to running a paid campaign. Okay, but did that stop me from signing him and getting him to pay me 4.3K, 4.5K? No, right? And I promise you that when he paid me that amount, all of a sudden I became a genius because I was incentivized to figure it out, right? Most of you guys don't understand that the reason why you're not already making $1 million a year is because you're not incentivized to make it, right? Or you're not like incentivized to really help provide a lot of value. The reason why I make these videos, well, of course I've became really, it's became a habit. I just do it effortlessly. But the other reason behind it is because I understand that this drives trust, right? For my business. And if I keep doing it, I'm gonna become, really wealthy in a short, time span, right? But the real advice that I can give you is try not to have it all figured out. Sign a customer, right? The truth is you'll never ever get over that fear before you actually get a customer, or maybe 5 of them, right? When I started the appointment setting agency, right? When I decided, I literally have a voice memo on my phone where I say, hey man, we're going to start this appointment setting agency and we're going to get to 10K in 60 days, okay? Did I get to 10K in 60 days? I did not, right? But 3 months later, I went from 2K a month to 30K a month in like 3 to 4 months, right? And the crazy thing is when I signed my first agency to help them with outreach, I had never done it, right? I had no experience. He paid me, I think, like $850, $900 Canadian, and then I got to work. I got to figuring out. I got to becoming a problem solver, okay? And if he never had paid me, if I never had signed him, I would have never really became as good at running an appointment setting agency as, I became back then, right? I was forced to actually become good, right? by getting a customer, you something happens. I promise you, right? Whatever you're missing, trust me. Once you get that check, that Stripe notification check, that ding, oh my God! Like, you become the smartest person on earth, right? Because now, not only do you have an incentive to push you to figure out a solution, but you now have capital to pay someone else to do it, right? I didn't do any single outreach. I've never sent a single message for my customers. Well, once when the VAs were sick or didn't show up, I did do outreach for my customers, right? Because it's still my business, right? But I just paid 10 virtual assistants to help over 23 customers a month, right? But one of the biggest advice, just going over is like, just get started. Trust me. Don't worry if you're not able to deliver. Don't worry if you're the dumbest person on earth. It's cool. It's totally fine. We all start there, right? But please don't waste time being afraid to sign a customer, okay? The truth is, even the people who are great at what they do, they sign customers and they lose them, right? And imagine if you imagine your first day at the gym, right? Imagine if you were afraid to put on 5 pounds on each side of the bar because you can't handle 135 pounds yet, right? It doesn't make sense. It's like, just because you can't bench a whole plate doesn't mean that you don't add a plate, even if it's 5 pounds on the thing, right? So it's literally like that kind of logic, right? So it's like me wanting to get to $250,000 a month, right? But I've never done it, so I never aim at it. That's stupid, right? You don't wait until you're worthy to do something. You decide that you're worthy even before you get there, and then you get there, right? That's how the whole thing works, right? We're seeking creatures, we're aiming creatures, right? But we aim at things that we've never achieved, and it's the sole action of like aiming that helps you get there, right? Most people never achieve success because they never aim, right? But then what ends up happening when people are starting businesses is that they're afraid because they don't know the next 10 steps, right? Even I personally, I don't know the next 10 steps to getting $250,000 per month, right? But will that stop me from taking the first step? Hell the fuck no, right? I'm gonna get there. Regardless if I know how to manage and operate a multiple 7-figure business or not, I'm gonna still get there, okay? And, I'm gonna go listen back to this video and say, hey man, you got there and you figured it out, right? And that's what I want you to feel. I want you to feel that you're confident enough to take that first step, and that's all that matters. Because once you take that next step, then you figure out how to take the second. And then once you get to that second step, then you figure out the third, right? Because that's really how life goes, right? But you should never wait to send that cold outreach, to send that loom, right? To send 10,000 of them looms, right? To send 10,000 outreaches because you're afraid that you can't deliver, right? Most people who are even selling Facebook ad services can't even deliver for shit, even if they have media buyers. Most of these media buyers are only good at screenshotting other people's case studies. So your first media buyer that you'll probably trust will be like, oh my God, this guy is about to help me deliver for my customers. You'll onboard that customer, and 14 days later, the client will be like, what are you guys doing? And then boom, you'll lose them. So for me personally, for your first customer, don't even be worried about retaining them or get too excited. Just sign them. Be like, yay, a small win. But maybe even be ready to lose them 3 weeks later. Because it's not about keeping your first few customers. It's about getting good with repeating the process, right? Building systems around it, okay? But yeah, if you ever become a customer, you don't need all this. We'll just build you systems so they can take care of all this stuff. So you don't need to feel good. You don't need to be not afraid. You can be afraid. The systems will still work, right? We'll still get you customers. And yeah, that's it. So I'm not sure if this video was helpful for anyone. If it was helpful, comment down below and subscribe to this YouTube page, please. Okay? But I promise you guys, like, just get started. Sign that first customer, because the feedback loop of signing that first customer is life-changing. Once I was on a call with a customer and she asked me, hey, when do you think you had that click, right? Where you felt like, okay, now you can win. And now you can win in this game. And I got the confidence. Like, when was that moment? For me, it was when I first got my first customer, right? Because that first customer has the proof of concept that comes from it is so strong, right? Especially that I had quit my job and went all in. I was like, oh my God, this feels so good. And I was so proud of myself for the fact that I went through a course or went through this, right? Learn about a specific topic and went to find people online, strangers, and was able to get a stranger to send me thousands of dollars without ever having seen me, right? I was able to convert someone from a stranger to a customer, right? We went on to work together for like months, right? He wasn't the best client, but that first feedback just turned me into a shark, right? I was like, oh my God, I can do this 1,000 times. This is easy work, right? Because before I was like, oh my God, yeah, you can pay me $500. You can pay me this for Facebook. I know. You better put them rocks in front of me, because or else I won't pay attention to you, right? And that's what I want you guys to feel. It's like, don't worry about losing or what could happen if you get the customer. No, worry about never getting that first customer, okay? Because if you never do, I'm sorry, but like, you'll never get to your 100th client, to your 1,000th client, right? You gotta first start with one, and that first one, I promise you, will change your life like it did mine, right? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to think that, a year later, we've generated over 300K, right? It's crazy to me. It's insane, right? And it all started with one. That first one is good, guys. I promise you. Even if you don't know shit, please just go ahead, sign that first customer, right? Get them to pay, send them an invoice, get them to pay 3 months ahead, right? And trust me, just by getting it done, you're like, oh yeah, this is easy, right? And it's like, no, I was going to go on a tangent, but let me just end it here. Thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate you again. And just wait for more videos and maybe become a customer at some point. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.